Hey friends, it's Dwight. Welcome back to my channel. So what I'm going to show you here in just a few moments is a video that I started, a painting I started a couple of days ago. And you know, I got some really great pearls, really great cells. It basically was supposed to be a monochromatic pour with black and different brands of white. And what I want to show you in just a moment after you see the video is what happens when the canvas is deformed, I guess. I spent a lot of time leveling it and making sure that the canvas was taut. And I'll talk a bit more about that when I show you the actual final dried results. So there was a big change in this painting from when it was wet into when it was dried the next day. So anyway, sit tight and you can see my video and mixing my paints and the actual pour. And then I'll do the walkthrough, the dried walkthrough to show you how it turned out. Okay, hold on. Hey guys, welcome back to my studio. As you can see here, my color palette today is basically white, but I'm using 3 different brands of white, and I'll go over those with you in just a moment. This is a 24 by 36 canvas, and yeah, let's get started here. So this is my Artist Loft Soft Body Black. Remember, that's mixed with more Floetrol, about 3 to 4 parts Floetrol to 1 part paint. This first white is DecoArt Metallics White Pearl. The second white is paint I haven't used before. It's Artist Loft Metallic White. And let me tell you, these metallics with Artist Loft get so lumpy. I had to strain this one twice. Now this next one is good old-fashioned Artist Loft Soft Body White. Here we go. And then this last white here is all 3 mixed together, and of course I had to strain it because of the Artist Loft Metallic White. It was pretty lumpy. So for the canvas this size, I need 32 ounces to cover. So I've got 32 ounces here, plus another 24 here. That should be more than enough to get everything over the edges and the corners. So I'm going to prep my canvas and double check my paint consistencies, and we'll get started. Well, this turned out pretty interesting, I must say. It has some really cool cells that almost look like pearls. I wish You know, I'm a perfectionist. I wish that was closed up a little bit more, but look at all these cells and pearls. I think it's kind of cool, actually. It was sort of what I was going for. And I didn't use the colander, if you noticed today, only because I wanted to do an old sort of puddle pour and swirl. So I'm gonna let this dry, see if any more cells pop up. I don't think they will. And yeah, we'll do a walkthrough a little bit later. Okay guys, here I am back in my studio. It is dry. And I wanted to show you why I think there's something wrong with this canvas. Now, what I mentioned before at the beginning of the video, I went in, I had some corners that were a little sort of, I don't know what to call them, indented and or a little bubbled over, and a little bit down the middle after I wet it down and tightened it up with my heat torch. But the reason I think there's something wrong overall with this canvas is looking at these cells, how they're all pulling. These paints were not super thin. They were a little bit thicker, actually. I did that on purpose just for the sake of this pour. And you can see how they all are kind of pulling in this direction. So now this is a Michaels level 1 canvas. I've used them before. They've got great support. And see that sort of brown one over there? That's the same canvas as this one. No problems on that one. Looks pretty good to me. So I don't know what to say. I mean, sometimes you have to be really careful. And there was no way of knowing. Maybe the red flag was that I had to really wet the back of this canvas. I actually wet some of the front where I had some problems. And I used my heat gun. I used my torch just to make sure it was taut. And again, I kept checking the level. The level said it was perfectly level. So something definitely happened from that beautiful picture when it was wet to this dried mess. I'm afraid to try to paint over it because I'm afraid the same thing's going to happen. Sometimes I've done that and it's worked out just fine. If I do, what I would do is spray the back again and try to get it as tight as I can. And then I would take my, let me show you, my level, and not just do it on the corners and the edges. What I would do is I would do it on almost every area. So as you can see, it's actually not quite level there. Do it on the corners. Looks pretty good there. The edge is pretty much in the middle. But apparently there's some sagging. That doesn't look too bad there. It seemed like there was some problems right in here. Well, maybe not there. That doesn't look too bad either. Anyway, something's going on. Something's going on. Yeah, you can see this orientation is going this way. So anyway, something to think about. I need to investigate and explore a little bit more. I just wanted to put that out there that when you have something that does something like this, to me, it's the canvas. It's not the paint, because if you noticed again, after I finished the painting, I let it sit for about 45 minutes to an hour, which would have been plenty of time to hopefully have seen some of this occurring, but every cell still looked nice and round and looked juicy. Okay, enough babbling here. Thanks so much, guys, for watching. And yeah, maybe I'll do another one real soon. Okay, take care.